buccal fat removal. Hi friends. I'm back. Skeiny Legend Knitting Podcast. It's me, Skeiny Legend. Anna. Banana. I am coming at ya with a new podcast, and it's been a hot minute. My bad. And I didn't feel like it. I've been busy, blah, 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 whatever. I'm not a professional YouTuber. You're clearly not here for quality content. So, great. I'm back in Montreal, back with the boobies. Yeah, this is my shit pile in my office. Good God. Last time I talked to you, I believe we were in Gaspé. I think it was like the beginning of our time in Gaspé. That was like 2 months ago. And I was like, I should just record every 2 or 3 weeks. I clearly didn't do that. So, whatever, life got busy. That's how things are. First things first, we're gonna ramble about myself. Normally I would put this at the end, but as previously discussed, you're not here for quality content. So, I can do what I want. First things first, these used to be my bangs. I had cutie little curtain bangs, and these were like short little fuckers. And I went to Vietnam in April. I was like, no more bangs, especially from me visiting hot countries, because I sweat. I'm a sweaty girl. I do poorly in heat, and like my little bangs were like plastered to my forehead. Nasty, nasty, gross. So I've been growing them out. And then yesterday, after I took a shower, queen of clean, I started going back to spin class, and I went to spin yesterday. So I had to shower, obviously, and like dry heave a little bit because that's how it goes. Anyways, my hair's wet. I put it in a braid, obviously. And then just my little bangy bits, my fringe stuck out, and I'm kind of like, okay, I didn't wear a good sweater, but I'm like, I think I want to cut my hair to this length. Like, not like fuck ass bob length, but like my longest bits of these are like down here. And I feel like that could be cute. Do you have an opinion? Probably not. I don't get like a ton of feedback when I ask questions, so whatever, tell me what you think. Mostly just tell me if you think I'd look absolutely horrific stupid, and I won't do it. But maybe I will do it because it's my hair. I don't care. I'm not like super precious about my hair. Like, I actually did in grade 10 cut it to like a fuck ass bob to my chin. I looked pretty terrible, but it was fine, and it grew back up. It grows. My hair luckily grows pretty fast. Like, I think these were like mid-cheek in like April, so that's pretty good. Anyway, I'm looking at myself in the viewfinder. As if I use a camera. This is my phone. I'm looking at myself on my phone, and that's what made me think of that. What else was going on? We drove back from Gaspé. It was very nice, beautiful, gorgeous, lovely. If I have it in me, I will insert some clips, some videos or photos, maybe, of our time there. But it was very beautiful, gorgeous. And on the way back, we stayed overnight in Quebec City, which was nice. And I love brunch, as we all mostly do, except for my boyfriend. He doesn't really give two fucks about brunch, which is what made this nicer, is that he like booked us a variety of brunch reservations for the next morning, because like Gaspé was like really far, so it was hard to do all in one day, so we stayed overnight in Quebec City. And the next morning he booked a variety of brunch reservations and let me choose which one, and I chose, which is really not like me, but I chose the one in like this rotating restaurant, one of those like, you know, it's a taller building and the whole thing rotates every 2 hours or so, which was like, I've never been to anything like that, and why not? But I get like severely motion sick, so maybe that was a stupid choice, but after about the first 10 minutes I kind of got used to it, and just it moves so slowly that you don't really notice you're moving if you look out the window, but if you like look at the join between the windows and the rotations, it's moving, and if I looked there I wanted to hurl, but got over that and had a really nice delicious brunch. Maybe I'll also stick some photos in while I'm talking, who the fuck knows. And then itch. Oh god. I should like close the window all the way. Jesus fucking Christ. Hello. Okay, so we're back in the westbound apartment, which if you're a loyal viewer of the pod, you know it's fucking hot in here because they don't know how to use the thermostat. I don't know, whatever, I don't set my own heat. Anyway, so it's super hot and super dry, so like I'm itchy. That's what I was trying to say. And then I always have the windows open, which is ridiculous in the winter. I've made this rant so many times, who's tired of this? Probably everyone, but so ridiculous to have the windows open in the fucking winter while there's pumping heat in here, but like whatever. Anyways, and like cars are going by, so I closed the window for you guys. Really it's for myself because I feel like really shitty when I go to edit it and there's just like truck noise in the background the whole time. But whatever. God, what was I saying? Oh, okay, so I'm back. We're back. And it's December. We got here in November. Ugh. Where'd the time go? I don't know. Actually, I do know. Oh, now I remember also I think you can hear the heating in the background. Maybe I'll pause for heating. Okay. I feel like it's calmed down. Ugh. I forgot about how annoying that is. For me, not for you. For me. To have to stop. I remember what I was talking about. Oh god. Whatever. Okay, I've been here. It's December. What have I been up to? I've been working my little like 9-to-5 job that was supposed to be very temporary and end in August. Just finished now. Like I finished working on it on Monday. So that's crazy. But that's been super busy. And then I've been doing quite a few craft markets with my chicken nugget candles. And then I like should have known this, and I kind of knew it was gonna be the case, that obviously crafty kind of shit is more popular during the holidays, but goddamn, my Etsy's been popping off. In a good way. I'm very grateful that people are ordering, but like has been very stressful because I was like working full 8-hour days, not even like bullshit 8-hour days like I used to when I had like a corporate job, like actually working for a full 8 hours, which is crazy. I feel like that one influencer that was like, I worked 8 hours, and it's like, yeah, I know it's shitty, and it is shitty, I've done it, but like when you're in like a salaried corporate job, like sure you put in 8-hour days, but like 4 hours of that you're just like fucking around doing nothing. But like I was actually like fucking fingers to keyboard for a full 8 hours, plus the Etsy stuff has been popping off. Anyway, so that was a lot to like juggle. It was a lot of a mental load, whatever. Anyway, it's been nice. But I finally now have just gotten on top of the orders, so that's cool. Great. And yeah, so like I haven't been doing a crazy amount of knitting, but also it's been like probably a month and a half, 2 months since we've talked, so I probably have a bunch of stuff here. I just literally have enough space, it's a single bed, but still, on this like spare single bed for me to sit, and then I just have like a shit pile everywhere of all the projects I've been working on and stuff. But hopefully I will have gathered everything that were like loose ends from the last episode, but if I forgot something, let me know. You probably don't remember either. It was a month and a half ago. Whatever. First thing is, I can only find one of them because I've been wearing them, which is embarrassing because I think I already had the one done last time, so whatever. Trust me, I finished both of my intersection socks. You can see it on my Instagram. There's 2 in the photo that I posted, but I am very, very happy with these. They are so warm and snuggly. It's making me think that maybe I want to knit more like knee-high socks. I do think they make my calf look kind of huge and gigantic, which it is, so it makes them just kind of look the size that they are. But also I don't really care. I also kind of like wearing them like scrunched up, so they're like super warm around the ankle, and then obviously it looks like I have a cankle, but once again, I can't say I really care. It's winter. Everyone looks like shit. You know, it's not even actually winter. Oh my god, daylight savings. Brutal, right? Feels like winter. It's cold, and not that cold, but it's fucking dark and sad. Good god, I'm just a complainer. Do you guys enjoy just hearing me complain for hours? I hope so. But that's the intersection sock. This was from 52 Weeks of Socks, the first one. I couldn't for the life of me tell you who designed it. I'm sure I will have looked it up and put it in the little that goes there. It might go here, actually, I don't know. Whatever. And these were knit top down. They called for double points, so I knit them on double points. Crazy. And it was just a heel flap and gusset kind of vibe. I knit them in drops Nord. Don't knit socks in drops Nord. I don't recommend it, but it's what I had, so it's what I did. Should I put this much work into a sock made out of drops Nord? Probably not. But I'm not one. I don't know. I just hate spending money. So I didn't want to go buy new yarn when I had perfectly good yarn, and it's also the same color as the sample, which is kind of fun. I liked that they're gray. I love color, but like I knit a lot of gray, which is kind of sad, but I know I just kind of love gray. Yikes. Embarrassing. I have some more gray, but I have other color coming up soon. Speaking of color, was this finished last time we talked? I can't remember. But if it wasn't, I finished my Gay Bat socks. My Gay Bat Ghost socks. These must have been done. Whatever, you're seeing them again. They're Gorgina. I've worn them now. This color is super ancient, the Fleece Artist, and then, you know, random white. I'm pretty sure it's Sanascar and Sisu because I like that one because it's cheap and I like the colors. And this is the I'm Baddie for Halloween socks by, obviously, by Charlotte Stone. Like, you can tell from a mile away, it's a Charlotte Stone pattern. It's gorgeous, it's perfect, lovely. There's hair on these, gross. This is definitely a Fish Lips Kiss heel, which looks so good in the variegated yarn, actually. Love that. And yeah, regular ass rounded wedge toe. Cute, lovely. These were my Halloween socks with my candy corn socks, which I've definitely shown before, so this, done. Next, this I was definitely working on in my last video because I was rubbing it on my face the whole time. And this is my A Simple Thing / no-fee scarf. As I'm sure I said before, A Simple Thing free pattern, available on Ravelry, looks just like, rhymes with no-fee scarf, but it's free. I did change the increase-decrease rate. I think in the instructions, they say to increase every 4 rows and I did every 8 because I think I only had 50 grams of this and I want it to be nice and long. Oh, it is so soft. Like, are you seeing, can you see the halo on that? Yeah, look at that over my sweater. Can you see it? Can you see that? It's probably better on my sweater actually. Anyways, this thing is soft as hell. I actually do have another scarf here. This is the only scarf I wear. I also don't have a hat right now, so I've been wearing it like this a lot. Makes me feel like, actually, now that I think about it and I'm looking at myself in the mirror, this is so niche, but it makes me feel like Inga's baby. Inga from Ding Traditions. I just imagine her baby would look and feel like this, just in like a hand knit little bonnet made out of like luxury fiber. Like, I dream every day. I'm like, I wish I was Inga's baby. Could you imagine being Inga's baby? Oh my god. Like, actually, I want to cry when I think about maybe being Inga's baby. But this gorgeous yarn was sent me by the lovely, lovely Melissa from Wild Nature Knits. Thank you, Melissa. I love it so much. Haha, you loser who's allergic to Angora. This thing's made out of Angora rabbit, y'all. But like, imagine if you saw me on the street like this. Yes, the back of my head is exposed, but I can't see the back of my head, so that's not my fucking problem. If it wasn't so hot in here, I would look like this for the rest of the podcast, but I'm literally sweating in my sweater that I'm wearing right now, so take this off. Some asshole started his car and it's loud as hell. Whatever. Take this thing off. Love this. Super easy. Obviously this thing's super fluffy, but it's just like a garter stitch scarf. Everyone knows the Sophie Nofi scarf. Like, you know what it is. Honestly, I really loved it, and I would happily make tons of these. I think these would make a great gift. This took 50 grams. I would say I got about 5 feet out of it, I think, when I like hold it up to myself. I think I'm 5'5" or 5'6". Yeah, it's about like 5 or 6 inches shorter than me. So like, that's pretty crazy. You could like splurge on like a nice ass hank, you know, like a $23 hank, which is still expensive, but like not crazy for a gift, and just like knit this bitch up. Oh my god, it's so soft. I like actually can't get over it. If you see me in person, I'm pretty sure I said this last time too, and I'm wearing the scarf, you gotta pet it. Like, incredible. Then I think the last thing to talk about that I touched on before is probably my yarn. So I did successfully dye yarn. Did I talk? I'm pretty sure I hadn't dyed it yet. So here it is. It turned out like so amazing, so well. I cannot believe that I dyed this with fucking berries that I found in the forest. Who am I? A Skeiny legend. I did 2 sock bases. This is just the commercial superwash sock. I had a couple different brands, but they're all just like a 75-25 wool nylon blend. And I think we've all heard it before, but like dyers are like, oh, superwash dyes so much better. It really does, because like these were, I think, in the same dye pot. And like, look at this one, not superwash. This is Canadian yarn that I got in my last podcast. You'll see it from Briggs & Little. It's technically their sock yarn, but it's not superwash, I don't think. Also, I had a really good time making cute little labels. Look at that Skeiny Legend label. I have all the deets on the side here. I'm pretty sure this flips around and this is the right way. For me, it's the wrong way, but I think for you it's the right way with my little mushroom tape. Ugh, fucking cute as hell. I did dye, like, I also have some fun, like, also like pastel ones. Anyways, I have a whole range. You can see the photo on my Instagram of like all the ones I've dyed. I do have extra, so if you want to purchase some, let me know. Once again, Melissa, if you're watching, I haven't forgotten about you. I just honestly haven't, I almost said had time. I obviously have time to look up how to do PayPal. It probably would only take me like 10-20 minutes, but it just, has felt like this insurmountable task that I don't want to do. So I haven't done it. But I will eventually do it, I think, and figure it out. So, but yeah, gorgeous, gorgeous. And then I have 2 projects that I've completed with the yarn. So the first thing was actually, I got 1 skein of Briggs and Little, I want to say it's their Heritage line. It's just like a chunky wool. I think it's an Aran weight, maybe. And I knit these mittens. Pause, please, while I look up what they were called. Oh god. They're the Sedanma mittens. They were free pattern on, it's a free pattern on Ravelry. The person didn't put their name like in the PDF pattern, annoying, but I'm sure I've looked it up. But they're just like a gorgeous, gorgeous cable knit mitten. Cute. I've never knit a pair of mittens before, actually. I'm like actually not a big glove / mitten girl. I'm a hands in my pockets girl, but sometimes you need a mitten. And so I knit these. I also, in a fun little thing, how fun is it that we can knit our own clothes? I'm assuming you also knit if you watch this, obviously. A, cute. B, like I'm saying, how fun is it we can knit your own clothes and you can kind of just do whatever you want, because I knit a fucking thumb flap so I can still use my stupid little phone when I'm wearing my mittens and just cap my thumb back in there. And I was just like, I want a thumb hole, cause like, I did it. God, these are fucking warm. Jesus Christ. So yeah, I knit in this fun little thumb hole. I basically just knit the thumb as instructed, and then when I got to the length I wanted, I just cast off some and then continued knitting and then cast on some more, and then I have a little thumb hole. And then when I was done, I kind of used like the yarn at the end. What do you call the yarn at the end? The tail. Oh god, guys. I used my tail and I kind of like wove it down and then just used it to kind of pinch this top flap down, like sewed the little corners of the flap down so that it stays closed and like covers most of my thumb. Sometimes if I were to bend my thumb a lot, like I think it would expose a little, scandalous, but otherwise it like stays pretty covered, which is good. It hasn't really been cold enough yet for me to have to whip these bad boys out, but I'm ready for when it happens. So yeah, these are a free pattern. They're knit cuff up. You just have this fun, it's charted, just a fun little cable repeat. I actually did hate knitting these because obviously they're mittens, so they're knit at quite a tight gauge, and this is rustic. This yarn is rustic. And it was just like a real fight. It's real sticky. I was just like having to, and cables, it was tough, but I got through it. You know, just a regular ass knitting pattern, I think, has, you know, the thumb increases and all that shit. But it was like, because I didn't like knitting it that much, I did kind of drag my feet, but once I got going, it was really not difficult at all and quick. Another, I think, great gift knit. These were, yeah, they're so chunky, bulky, cute, and like the thumb hole is really just like genius. I only put it on the right one. We'll see in the future if that was a mistake. I can always rip back and redo it, I guess, but for now I only anticipate using my phone with my right hand. But I'll check in later if that was stupid. Who knows? So, first completed object that you haven't seen any of using my hand-dyed yarn. How exciting. Next, I literally just finished these like 2 minutes before I started filming, which is cool. And that is just a pair of socks, also out of the Canadian yarn, and these are for my dad for Christmas. Like, he obviously doesn't watch these, so it doesn't matter. No one, hopefully I know, watches these, because I'm like so embarrassed of the fact that I do this, which there's no reason to, I guess, but like I am. So any person that I know in real life, I have hidden from viewing my story and I only post my podcasts on my story. I have no reason for that. It's just what I've done. So if you know me, no you don't. Just don't tell me, please. Like, please no. Unless you're a knitter, then okay, sure. But like my random ass friends who don't knit, no, I don't know you. You don't know me. It's fine. So these I just freestyled. They're basic ass socks. My hair is knitted into them. We did cuff down, we did twisted rib, and then a 3x1 leg, heel flap, gusset, regular ass slightly rounded wedge toe. Yeah, I also hated knitting these. Once again, this yarn's pretty rustic, and like I only have a pair of chunky needles here right now, but like, you know, when you're knitting, I like, this is my right hand, and so I scrunch the stitches down like this as I've knit them, you know, scrunch, so you have space for the next ones to go on. And like literally I can feel like that my fingertip is like sensitive from doing it. It felt like I was like sanding my finger with how rustic this yarn is. They're like outrageously warm, and I do think my dad will like them, but knitting a man size like pretty long legged sock was a trouble. It took me a long time to get through these, just doing a little bit every day, which is really not my normal style. But I would really only knit on these in bed at night while watching Bake Off. So maybe in like half the time Eric can't get through a whole episode, he falls asleep. So like half an hour to hour segments only of knitting on these. But I got through it, and I'm pretty sure my dad will like them because he's obsessed with the socks I knit him last year. So I think he'll like these. And I'm just glad that they're done. And so the Briggs and Little skeins are 113 grams, which I think is 4 ounces. Probably why they do that, which is very like, actually that is such a Canadian thing to do, to like use ounces but then call it 113 grams, because we're in Canada, so we use grams. Like, I don't actually know what 4 ounces means. But I'm sure they probably had to buy machinery or like yardsticks or something from the States, so that's why they do 4 ounces. Who knows? But I only have this much left of the 113 grams, which is kind of crazy. Oh, and I knit these on a 275. So that's also kind of crazy that it took me that long, because that's a pretty big needle size for me normally. I don't normally knit so big socks. But I tried knitting these on a 2.5 and it was painful. I couldn't do it. I actually tried knitting these 3 different times before I got to here. I'm looking at, I got like to the heel flap of a really fun like diamond patterned sock, but it was too small. And the ones I did before that were too big. Anyway, it was just a whole nightmare. So that's also probably why it took me so long, because I knit like 2 halves of socks before and undid frog them before I got to here. Oh, so I totally didn't use the whole 113. Okay, I'm stupid. I have a fucking whole another leg of a sock sitting on my windowsill over there. I'm staring at it right now. So everything I just said about using all ball yarn, ignore that. It was wrong. Might be. So that is also finished. Great. Super. We are flying through. We're not. I've probably been talking for ages. I guess we can move on to whips. First whip you've seen, you know, it's my Moonset tee by Ozetta, but I have made it into a sweater. these are knit on 3.25 millimeter needles. Like, I know why I did it, but I still am in shock as to why I decided to knit a whole fuck ass sweater on 3.25 millimeter needles in like fingering weight yarn. That was maybe a little psycho, but I do really like it. I've sewed down the collar now, so it like actually looks like a proper sweater. The collar v-neck thing is cute. I've done one whole sleeve. I've now moved back onto the body for a bit. I'll probably finish the ball I'm working on right now for the body, do the other sleeve. I was able to get the whole sleeve. I was able to get this whole sleeve out of one 50-gram ball, which is pretty crazy. I'm gonna be able to get this whole sweater out of only 6 balls, so 300 grams. It's gonna be a 300-gram sweater, which is pretty cool. So my partner and I, Eric, my partner, my boyfriend, my boyfriend. Oh my god. Why am I like this? Whatever, we're planning on moving to like a warmer climate soon, hopefully. So why am I knitting? I don't know. I currently still live in a cold climate, so I guess that makes sense. But I do think this will pay off for me in the future, having like this lighter weight sweater. It's still gonna be pretty warm. It's wool, but it's alpaca. I think it's Flora. Is it 100% alpaca? Let's check. 65% wool, 35% alpaca. So it's, anyways, a fully naturally fibered sweater. So am I gonna need, I think, you know, sometimes it gets chilly in the evenings, even in like warm temperature places. So I do think if I'm gonna bring a sweater with me, it'll probably end up being this one if I ever finish it. It's taken me a good ass long time. This isn't meant to be a sweater. Like, I'm using the Moonset T pattern because that's a fingering weight pattern, but I'm just classically I creeped all the photos on Ravelry projects of the Moonset, I think it's called pullover sweater, either sweater or pullover, and just like looked at what people did for the sleeves and then kind of just did my own thing. I basically ended up, you do a couple decreases in the sleeve pattern like every, I don't even know, should I tell you? Do I even know the number? I don't know. However many rows Ozetta told me to decrease. You're only supposed to do that like 2 or 3 times for like a cute little short sleeve. And I just like kept that up for the whole sleeve. And then did a fun little I-cord bind off. And I'm happy with it. I haven't worked on this much recently because I have been just trying to like push through this gift project. Honestly, I haven't really done that much, have I? I told you, I just haven't been knitting that much, sad. I've been slaving over making chicken nugget candles, if we're being honest. But this is gonna come back into rotation. This will now be back to my nightly bake-off. I also have been knitting less because Eric and I have been playing Assassin's Creed together. The new one, Mirage. We're almost done it. But like, I used to knit because Eric used to do all the playing and I would just point and be like, do this, do that, or like, you're doing it bad, that kind of stuff. And now I play a little bit too. And if I'm playing, then I can't knit. So, but we're trying to bring it back. I am sweating. Oh my god. Check out this cute sticker I got from one of my craft fairs. Oh, Sarah, I forgot to send you the sticker I got you like ages ago. That's so sad. Oh well. This is Sailor Moon drinking a bubble tea and it's sparkly. How fun. And, oh no, I didn't cover the Starbucks logo. Maybe there was a Starbucks logo there. Maybe there wasn't. I was thinking about covering the Starbucks logo. Oh my god. Excuse me. Voice crack. Normally, if I do get like a branded tumbler or coffee cup of some sort, I'll end up covering the logo. But this one, the logo's in like kind of a stupid place. And it's also not that noticeable, so I think it's fine. Anyway, moving on. I have been working on a James and Watts pattern. My mom very kindly got me this color changing skein from Italy when she went in October. And I was like, ooh, color changing skein to me immediately screams James and Watts pattern, because I don't have it with me here, but like where my Mystic Square all the time, you see it all the time, and I love it. And I was like, ooh, this would be sick as a sun gazer. And it is and it isn't. Here we go. I've done a whole panel already. Here she is. My gauge is off, so I went up a size. I really should have gone up 2 sizes because this is pretty small. It's supposed to be more oversized than this, you know, like it's basically right now I think like 0 ease, which I think is fine. What am I trying to say? Basically, I don't like how slow the color is changing. Like the first 2 rays don't even change color, which is kind of annoying. But then Bestie Sierra told me it was giving by Pride, and so I now like it more. But so I've finished this whole square, and we'll talk about it, and then I am doing the second side now here, and that'll continue with these colors. So they'll be quite different front back. The thing I like about James's design, modular designs like this, is that they're reversible. So if I feel more bi pride one day, I can wear this on the front. Sarah was saying this was giving lesbian pride. I don't think a lesbian flag has this like yellowy green color in it though, you know? It needs more pink, but it's close. Anyways, if I'm feeling warm toned or more cool toned, I guess I can decide. But then there'll be the sleeves, whatever. What am I trying to say? I don't know. I'm just doing it. It's a really nice yarn. It's merino. I wish the colors changed quicker. That's basically what I'm trying to say. But I'm not hating it. I just feel like you can't tell that it's color changing. Like, it looks like I just used different colors, but like this color down here at the end of this ray is actually the exact same color as the color up here. But I just think it's not that noticeable because of how slow it is. I don't know. But these are cool. You knit like the center square, which I'll talk about in a second, and then you knit this triangle, and then you pick up stitches and knit this triangle onto it, and etc. and around and around. It does mean that there's a fuck ton of ends, which I actually don't mind weaving in ends. I am a end weaver inner. I weave in all my ends. I just do. Like, I don't know, I learned to knit when I was quite young, like 10 maybe. My mom taught me, and like she taught me to weave in my ends, and I just do it, you know, if it's just is the right thing to do, I think. I don't know, but I just do it. I don't have an issue with it. I just hate how like it feels messy when I'm knitting, and like especially like when I'm wearing shorts and stuff and I'm knitting, the little ends like tickle my legs, which I don't like that at all. And yeah, I mostly just find it really not even distracting. I just find it's messy, and like you're picking up stitches and like it's knit flat, so you're turning back and forth and the ends are flying everywhere, and I hate that. Then the other thing I changed, we'll see if I can insert a photo, is I completely changed the center square. So the center square is actually supposed to be knit in the round. And when I looked at all the photos, sorry, I just got a text message. When I looked at all the photos, they look like buttholes. There's no other way to say it. I think specifically the ones James is wearing in like the main like cover photo, it's like the way the Noro changes colors from like light to dark to light again, or dark, light, dark. I don't know. It just like really looks like a butthole, especially because, you know, it starts with like 8 stitches in the middle and then you increase. And like I also feel like it never lays flat. Like in all of them, I kind of, sure you can block it flat, but like they never lay properly flat. I don't know. I just hated how it looked, honestly, the butthole. So I just didn't do one, and I just knit like a flat square. And I'm much happier with that. In hindsight, obviously with my yarn, like it wouldn't have looked so buttholey because my yarn doesn't change colors so much. But I think it was the right thing to do. What else can I say? I do think I like the Mystic Square pattern better, but I also knit that in Noro, so maybe I'm just Noro biased. But I can't bring myself to buy Noro. That last one I got at the thrift store, as we all know, it's part of like Skeiny Legend lore that I got that Noro at the thrift store. And I just can't, yeah, it's so expensive. Oh my god. Especially things like that in Canada. Like, imported things into Canada are crazy. Like, Chiago needles here, a needle set, an interchangeable needle set, like the half set, not like the full Big Mama set, like the little, like small, medium, large, like the small set of Chiago needles are like over $300. And that's just how it is, I guess. I don't know where I'm going with this, but this is what I'm working on. Now that I look at it more, it's cute. I like it. I do think I can probably block it pretty. It is all stockinette, you know, so I can probably block it decently aggressively to get a bit more ease. And oh yeah, I was also, so what you're supposed to do is knit the 2 panels and then you seam the sides. I'm thinking about, if I do think it's too small, I could add like a block, like a side panel in under the armpits if I wanted it bigger, and then you also knit some ribbing at the bottom, and I will probably end up knitting that a bit longer so it's not quite so cropped, because right now it's like very cropped, like a well above the belly button cropped. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. It's very Moorish in that, like, I want to sit down and knit a whole panel, like ray at a time, so it's nice to like knit a whole panel, but also then having to start the next one and pick up stitches, like that to me is like an impetus. Impetus, is that the right word? Good god. I really want to say activation energy, but like, which is so fucking dorky, but basically like it's like a lot of effort for me to pick up the stitches, and then after doing that it's chill, and I'm like, oh yeah, let's do it, blah blah blah, and then I do it. But so we'll see where I'm at. I feel like once I finish the 2 body panels, I'll be more into like doing the sleeves and doing the ribbing, because it'll feel like close to being done. Working on that. The last thing I have to show you, I kind of hate, and I am not sure what to do about it, so I'll tell you guys, and then we'll see if I frog it later. It's also so hard to see because I'm using this like shit ass needle that like is super wonky, but this is the Windy Fields shawl from 52 Weeks of Shawls by Lina. Oh good god, like this is literally not showable. I'll show you a little section here. Can you even see it? Ugh. Oh my god, it looks actually terrible. It's this like thing, it's a shawl. It has baubles, which I normally hate baubles, but for some reason I really liked this, and like these little lacy bits. And I've like, it's supposed to be a big ass shawl, but I've reduced it down to like more of a scarf diameter. And I don't know how much I really want to talk about it. Basically, I like knitting on it, and I also don't like knitting on it. I was waiting for my high sharps to free up from these socks so I can switch them over to this project. And I do think the sharps will be nice for doing those freaking baubles, because it is really hard to like knit together the bauble, or purl it together, I guess, technically, I'm doing on the back side. But I was just basically have been searching for something that can use up this gorgeous lace weight alpaca that I was given in Australia, and I got the 52 Weeks of Shawl book, and not very many of them are like knit on lace weight, and I don't really love like lace, like super grandma-y lace. So a lot of lace patterns I'm not that into, and for some reason this pattern really drew me in, and now that when I look at it here, like I like it. I really can't show you, but yeah, you can't see fucking shit, but like there's a I don't know, I'll just have to knit some more and like maybe show you guys later. I'm gonna keep up with it for a bit and see how it goes. I also think I really misread the amount of yarn that I have, and like even after, like, this is almost half the width that it's supposed to be. Like, I took out quite a few pattern repeats because I didn't want a full shawl, I wanted a scarf. And even then, I think I only have half the meterage I'm supposed to have, and I didn't fully cut this down in half, so like I don't really know if I'll be able to get it as long as I want. Also, this edge is knit and stockinette and it's supposed to curl, and I kind of hate it. I don't know. I'm just looking at it. You can't even see that I'm looking at it. I'll lean back. I'm just looking at it. So I hate bobbles, but I hate bobbles on sweaters. I hate bobbles on socks. I feel like I should hate bobbles on scarves, but right now I don't hate these bobbles. And it is like engaging to knit, but very memorizable, which I like. So I think I'll keep trucking on at least a couple more pattern repeats. Maybe putting it on the other needles will help too, because I'll be able to see it better, because like right now to even try and see it I have to like stretch these needles out because they're so shitty and curly, and it's the wrong side for you guys. But yeah, I don't really want to talk about this anymore, basically is how I'm feeling, so I'm gonna stop. And then I guess the last thing I want to talk to you guys about is I have been toying with casting on a sweater. So, oh my god, I got this sweater ages ago at the thrift store. I feel like I talked about it. It's this nice like pale blue, and I am planning to unravel it. And so I have a couple ideas about what I want to make with it. Let me just look them up really quickly. I'll insert photos, but I have 3 that I'm into right now. One is the Javelin pullover by Teti Lutzak, and I like it because it has like a fun yoke, but also has some detail at the bottom of the sweater too, because I do struggle to do like stockinette bodies on things. I think it's super boring. So I'm hoping that like the pattern at the bottom hem would like keep me interested. Same with the sleeves, are plain but then have a little something going on at the cuff. And I just really like that. I like the structure of it. I think it would look nice in this color. That's option 1. Option 2 is the Alvar pullover by Sari Nordland. This is giving me the like Gansey sweater that I've been kind of vibing with. I really like the petite knit storm sweater, but I'm trying not to knit petite knit patterns, blah blah blah, and this I think would be a great alternative. So that's an option. And then my last option is the Big C sweater by Lemon Squeezy Knits. This one I don't know, I just really like it. I think it's cool. Also has a pretty plain body, but like at least the patterning comes down pretty far. Anyway, I just think it's a cool sweater. But I have a couple constraints. I only have this much yarn, so it's like not a lot, and like obviously I don't know the gauge. So my plan right now is I'll unravel this and then knit a couple swatches, because these are all at different gauges, I believe. Like So the Big C sweater is 18 stitches. The Alvar is, oh, sorry, it doesn't put it up there, annoying. 21 stitches, and then the Javelin is, oh, also 18, so I'd have to choose between the Big C and the Javelin. I just don't know if I have the yardage for the Big C. Anyway, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Like, realistically, I really like the Alvar pullover, but they're knit in 3.5, the whole thing's 3.5 mil, and I just like don't know if I want to do that to myself. Like, that's pretty small. So, God, but it's cool. But the Javelin's also really cool. Anyways, I'm thinking I'm between those two. The Big C I also think is cool. I'm just staring at them in Ravelry, but I think I'm leaning more towards the other two. And I guess we'll just kind of see what this is, right? I guess, ooh, I don't know what needle size they used for this sweater, but let's take a little peekaroo, shall we? At what it's currently knit at. I didn't even think of doing that before. Why haven't I ever thought of doing this? That's actually crazy that I've never considered doing this. Hold please while I measure my sweater. So this one's about 20, so it would work better with the Alvar. I think that might be a sign. Anyway, once again, call to action. Let me know if you are Team Alvar, Team Javelin. And I may or may not take your opinion into consideration. Maybe that's why no one comments, because I ask for your comments and then immediately I'm like, but also I don't care. So maybe I shouldn't do that. Good God. Anyway, I think that's all I've been working on. What's this? Oh, a sock. It's a cute sock. Throwback to my mood socks. Fun. Anyway, that is all I have been working on. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for still being here. Ugh, I had one more thing I want to talk about, but maybe next time. I'm tired of this. So I'm gonna stop. But subscribe, follow me on Instagram, message me there. I'm like, I don't post very often, but I am decently active, if that makes sense. So hit me up, and I'll talk to you later.